Now, CNN News 18 spoke exclusively to Maninder Singh Gill, who is the owner of a radio station in Canada and victim of Khalistan in Canada. And while speaking to CNN News 18, he said that he had organized a dinner for Consulate staff and High Commissioner Sanjay Verma at a hotel in Ottawa. But due to protests from Khalistan groups, police forced him to cancel the event. So this is what a victim of Khalistan and a radio station owner in Canada told CNN News 18. Let's listen in.
We are getting to know that there was a dinner which was organized by you to welcome the Indian High Commissioner Sanjay Verma, and on last moment you had to cancel the dinner because of the protest of Khalistani groups right at the lobby of the venue. Please elaborate what exactly happened. And in fact, we have also been told that in the presence of police, Indians were beaten up by these goons and police did not act. If you can explain and give more details about what occurred in Canada.
Yes, that's true. We organize, I'm the president of Friends of Canada India Foundation, and we organize a program for High Commissioner of India, Sri Sanjay Verma ji, and consulate staff. After that, the day before the dinner, we will know, the Khalistani people is going to protest in favor of Amritpal arrest. And then, police, RCMP, High Commissioner, Consulate Office, they talk to Ottawa and RCMP chief, and they ensure them, you can do the function, we will provide you the security and your people are going to be safe, everything. And we gave the time 6 to 8 p.m., 6 to 9 p.m., but the Khalistani people arrived there around 4 p.m. and, they covered the face, they have swords, and, almost 300-400 people, they reached there and they blocked the door entrance. They didn't let to enter anyone, whoever came.
Correspondent Siddhant is joining us on this story. Siddhant, can you tell us about the whole incident that took place in Canada, due to which the dinner hosted by Mr. Gill had to be cancelled?
Well, that's right. And in fact, we have spoken to Mr. Maninder Gill, and he has explained to us that how difficult it was for him to organize this event in British Columbia, Canada. And in fact, there were multiple threats that his organization, Friends of India, Canada, have been receiving. And he in fact goes on to say that situation in British Columbia is worse than Afghanistan. He says that when he was receiving these threats from Khalistani groups, he had gone to police and in fact informed them that such threats are being received. And since we are organizing a reception in honor of Indian High Commissioner to Canada, Sanjay Verma, so kindly provide us with the adequate security. Police said that fine, we will give you adequate security. You go ahead with the event. Now, on that very day, when event had to start at 6 p.m. in the evening, this is on 19th March, at 4 p.m. around 300 protesters gathered outside the venue. In fact, some of them were wielding swords, and the videos that have come through Mr. Maninder Gill establishes that how Indians have been mercilessly beaten in front of police, and police was mere a spectator standing next to the protesters. And 3 of the Indians have been injured. They have suffered injuries in their ribs. And Khalistani protesters made sure that they in fact had put a pressure on police to ask organizers to cancel the event. So police, instead of dispersing the crowd, instead of taking action on these Khalistani groups, acted on the organizers and told organizers to cancel the reception. Also, interestingly, what Maninder Gill tells me is that Sanjay Verma, the Indian High Commissioner, was only 1 kilometer away from the venue when the organizers informed High Commissioner to go back because place is not safe for him. And then it was decided, and he took a U-turn and went back to his home. So Maninder Gill had to say that these protesters were desperately waiting for the arrival of Sanjay Verma. And in fact, one of the Indians which they attacked, they thought that he is an Indian diplomat arriving at a venue.
Right.
So situation has
All right,
become
Siddhant,
really
please stay
bad
with
for
us. We
Indians,
have some big
especially.
breaking news that's coming in. Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is on his way to war-hit Ukraine. Remember, Japan Prime Minister Kishida was in Delhi yesterday and now he is on his way to Ukraine. CNN News 18, Siddhant with more details. Siddhant, over to you.
Well, yes, that's right. And in fact, the local media is reporting that Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is en route to Ukraine for a surprise visit after pressure to travel there as this year's host the Group of Seven summit. So Japan is hosting a G7 summit, and in fact, there were several discussions on Prime Minister of Japan Fumio Kishida to visit Ukraine because one by one, the countries supporting Ukraine, their leaders are visiting Kyiv. We saw UK Prime Minister, then we saw the President Biden. They all visited Kyiv and had bilateral talks with the President Zelensky as far as the help and the assistance that these countries are providing to Ukraine. So maybe in that series, Fumio Kishida has decided to go to Kyiv, and in fact, it has come like a surprise for each one of us because this was not in his plans, and he was here in India for a 2-day visit. The visit got concluded yesterday evening, and there were multiple agreements which were signed between the two nations, India and Japan, yesterday at Hyderabad House. And in fact, at 41st Sapru House lecture, the Prime Minister of Japan, Fumio Kishida, also laid the blueprint, his country's blueprint for free and open Indo-Pacific. And in fact, that is an emphasis of Japan in this state visit to India. Now, we are getting this
Right.
piece of information that he is on his way to Ukraine after India,
All
and
right,
he's going
Siddhant.
to hold talks with President Zelensky, and
Okay.
this is.
All right, it's time for a short break, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned.